Alright. Now you may be asking yourself, what do horror and anxiety have to do with each other? The answer is actually quite a lot. As I'm sure everyone knows, horror is meant to be scary. It's meant to put you in an anxious situation. It's meant to trigger your flight or fight response. Horror is comforting for me and many other anxiety havers. People assume that the opposite would be true. And while the opposite can be true, it's also not that rare for people to find horror comforting. Anxiety is unpredictable. If I had control over my anxiety, there would be a lot of things that would have happened differently. There are a lot of activities that I had to leave early because of my anxiety. There are a lot of activities that I force myself through because they put me in such anxious states, but, they need to be done. With horror, you can be in control of that fear. And while it doesn't work for everyone, you can walk away at any point. That's the best part about horror. If it gets to be too much, if you dislike it, you can always walk away. That isn't always the case with panic attacks or anxiety attacks or anything like that. And the brain craves control, especially in places that you lack that control. I've enjoyed a lot of different things that would be considered horror. I've enjoyed Five Nights at Freddy's, both the games and the books. I also enjoy the game Sally Face, and I recently watched a movie called Smile with my brother. And these are all things that I enjoy. I feel off when I'm in a fully calm state. I'm not used to not being anxious. And being in a controlled, anxious environment allows me to feel more normal, in a state that's more natural for me. Anxiety is a rough experience. And I will be linking my book on some of my experiences that I write about more in depth in the description. But horror and anxiety do have a lot to do with each other. If you don't have anxiety and you want to try to understand someone with anxiety a bit better, watch a horror movie and then apply that type of feeling to somewhere outside. If the person has social anxiety, apply it to a social situation. If the person is scared of a specific thing, apply it to that fear. Anxiety varies from person to person, and it will never be the same. But to understand one person with anxiety, it can make it easier to apply it to other things. And as someone with anxiety, I always appreciate when people try to understand. That's all that I had to say on this topic. So, bye.